Tectone finally said something about this. I have not looked into it, really. I saw one clip where he called him gay. Based. Okay, let's check this shit out. Hey, man. Hey, come on, man. I want that shit at the bottom. Why is that at the bottom? I thought I fixed this. Whatever.
So I haven't really had my finger off the pulse here as far as it goes with the quartering and some alleged lawsuit that's going on right now. I will say I wasn't really familiar with who the quartering was, and we had some good interactions on Twitter. He's always been good to me, and you know, we talked for the first time over voice.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. He's always been good to me because he's fake. He's fake. On the front-facing platform to the big creators, he's gonna be nice because he wants to get in good.
A couple weeks ago on Rumble, rumble.com/tech, if you want to watch my streams, I kind of have no idea what's going on, but I've been pressured so much to talk about it.
But he's definitely going to talk about it. Doesn't know what's going on. He's going to talk about it, though. He's got some things to say, even though he knows nothing.
So I figure, why the fuck not? Let's see what this lawsuit is, and let's talk about it. I'm going to try to be as unbiased and as fair as possible.
Jeremy Hambly.
You can't do that if you haven't looked into the situation. Like, what? And damn it, Tectone. I like Tectone. I watch Tectone a lot. But fuck, man. Sometimes he does this shit.
Quartering is now facing a threat of a class action lawsuit for his false...
I know he just deleted his Twitter.
...flagging and other untoward behavior online. We're going to get that today on The Legal Mindset. We teach you.
So I've heard about the false flagging, and I heard allegedly he went to go take someone's channel down on YouTube for criticizing him as the TF.
Okay, no. He said he was going to do it. He said he had the power. And he said it to multiple people, threatening it to multiple people, and saying it to multiple people that he's threatening other people with it. You're missing it. You're missing that.
LDR,
You're missing important details. He should have looked into this before just jumping on it.
God, which is strange because I know the quartering is a big advocate of free speech. So this would be very bad if there was any truth to him.
It doesn't matter. The fact that he said that he had the power to do it and then it happened, that's what matters. It'd be worse if he actually was doing it outright, like we know that he was doing it. We just are assuming that he did it because it's a very fucking coincidental.
Silencing other content creators that criticize him. I have motherfuckers who criticize me every day. I never copyright strike any of their shit.
True.
I'm just not that type of guy.
To be your own judge.
Bro, I don't even block people. Like, I have never blocked anybody. I have never reported anybody, any real people. I've blocked, like, actual bots. I will block you if you're making, like, actual real threats because it's fucking insane.
Andrew Esquire, American attorney. So in case you guys haven't been paying attention, Jeremy Hambly, aka The Quartering, is in a deep online battle right now over allegations of false flagging behavior, targeting detractors on YouTube.
That's not fucking it. Legal Mindset, damn it. That's just like 10% of it.
End up speaking up.
You're forgetting about all the cuck shit.
Live streams, putting up videos, they're being taken down, they're being hit with strikes, they're being flagged to the
Why is everybody grifting off of this situation? Like, people who don't know anything. People who I like. It's ridiculous. Like, they're just jumping on it because people are talking about it and they don't know anything.
YouTube system. So there's this deep battle going on right now with Jeremy Hambly, which we covered previously. But now we have a new threat.
You didn't cover all of it.
Of a class action lawsuit for his false flagging behavior and alleged abuse of the DMCA system. So we're going to get that today, as well as some of the recent developments, which kind of add another light to this and perhaps another angle for this legally. So let's get into first some of the things that have been going down recently. So one
is also very important. People always say that the legal mindset sweeps for any right-wing influencer, and it's like, bro, quartering is right-wing as fuck. So anybody saying that
well, he didn't bring up everything, so stuff that is like obvious that everybody knows that everybody's posting about, and dude is terminally online on X, so no shot he doesn't know about this shit and he doesn't bring it up. So it's like, come on, man, come on. He is sweeping a little bit.
Andrew legal mindset as a sweeper for anyone right wing is just retarded and is most likely a Zahn orbiter. I'm going to be completely honest. Andrew Esquire is so fair,
dude. If you're against these people, you're a leftist. Oh, God damn it, dude. Fuck. What is with the right wing and saying that shit?
It's ridiculous.
One of the things that happened
incredibly handsome too.
Recently was Jeremy Hambly had this TISM podcast that he did with Bering and Count Dankula, and that was deleted or taken down today. Now, initially, the reaction by Jeremy was as follows, saying, hey, every live stream I've ever done has now disappeared from YouTube, and my podcast channel with two friends, that's the Tism podcast with Bering and Count Dankula, seems to have been banned. I'm sure it's totally not false flaggers and just a coincidence. So saying there, I'm sure it's totally not false flaggers and just a coincidence. So going to accusing others of false flagging at first. Well, hours later, he goes back to say, look, this was my fault. I was not clear on the videos I wanted my editor to delete. I'm working to restore what I can, and will give the boys all the episodes of Tism to re-upload 100%. I've just been testing a theory that live streams drag channels down. And of course, he was community noted immediately saying these videos were actually deleted by him unilaterally. So that podcast that he did with two others.
Hey, if y'all are just jumping in here right now, you should definitely hit that like button.
Deleted unilaterally by him. That's a potential legal problem. This was followed up, of course, by many others who commented on this, such as Shoe on Head, saying,
Shoe on Head, Base Queen.
Hey, why would you, even imply that this was false flagged, because it's kind of clear to see through the system which ones are false flagged, which ones are not, which ones are banned. So it's very easy to tell. So he was kind of presenting.
Yeah, because if one is deleted, you pull it up, it'll say this post was deleted. If it was false flagged or copyright striker took down, it'll say
we don't need your input. We know.
This violates YouTube's terms of service.
Himself as the victim there, and Bering, even his podcast co-host, who had the episodes which he and Count Dankula were members of deleted, showed kind of the evolution here. The haters got our channel banned, to this is Bering's fault, to it must be a YouTube glitch, to it's totally my editor's fault.
Glitch.
Advising him to stop and get some help. Which
he doesn't have any fucking editors. I've never seen an editor. I've never heard of an editor. And like, bro's content is so mid, and it's just like, what is the editor for? Just to make sure that you cut off the beginning and the end where there's pauses? What about all the other pauses? There's like no fucking editing at all, unless there's somebody running OBS for him in the background while he's recording the episodes. I don't know, man.
Think is the right advice there. He also brought out the DMs with Jeremy, and if you see over here with this kind of back and forth, Bering says, are you going to flag the channels? And Quartering responds, yeah, I'm flagging everyone. I'm calling my rep. Everyone is getting banned. Now, Jeremy may be joking there, but this is not a time at which he should be really joking around. Because
and also there's other DMs with other people where he was saying the same shit, and he definitely was not joking. And the people, I don't remember who it was, they were talking to him saying, hey bro, you need to lay off the drink. Was it Count Dankula? I think it was Count Dankula. What was it? Was this the same interaction? No, this is Bering.
Everyone, I'm calling
so
my
he had
rep.
A conversation with Count Dankula.
Everyone is getting banned. Now, Jeremy may be joking there, but this is not a time at which he should be really joking around. Because in the midst of people that have very real claims against them, a judge can look at things and say, you know what? I don't know whether he's being sarcastic or not. We have to get discovery here. We don't,
especially when he says it all the fucking time. And then it happens.
Sure. His previous conversation.
Oh, trust me. I want to remind you, if anybody knows that jokes can be held against you in the court of law, it's me. Guys, I shit you not. There was a judge that thought me joking about going nuclear on everybody was actually me planning to murder people. Because this judge had no idea what going nuclear meant, which means making drama videos. And they thought that I was going to kill people because I used the word going nuclear. So yes, it is not good to joke in situations like these unless you are sure you are amongst
and that's why false claiming people's videos, false flagging people's videos is so fucked up, because the legal system is completely broken when it comes to content creation, and just broken in general. But I don't care about that right now. Just content creation is broken, man.
People who are not rats. So yeah, I would be very careful. You never know how smart your judge is.
Conversations with Null and
I assume my judge is going to be retarded every time.
Folks, and even his public post make comments about him getting videos taken down, going to war, nuking everybody, taking all of their channels out, wiping them off on the internet. So, when he says this and says, everyone is crooked, remember, I can ban anyone I want, it's on. He may very well have been serious about that. And it seems like this is a case in which he could be behind this. All the evidence is pointing to him potentially being behind this based on his communications at large. So
I'm not going in on shit until there's proof, though. I'm going to be 100%.
He'll go in on everybody else's dirty laundry. He'll go in on all these leftists' dirty laundry, but he's not going to look at all the shit from the quartering. Not going to look at the Ren Fair thing. Are you fucking serious, Tectone? Are you fucking serious, Tectone? I feel like he's sweeping a little bit. Is Tectone sweeping here? I feel like he is. What the fuck is with all these right-wing freaks? They're not looking at the real shit.
I'll be 100%. Until I see a factual yes or no.
Oh man, I'm gonna piss off the right wing by saying right wing freaks. I say leftoid freaks all the fucking time, but I say right wing freaks and everybody freaks the fuck out.
I'm not going in on this.
that brings us to getting down the line when we see this channel here, the TISM, the Incredible Salt Mine, which was banned. It brings us to the lawsuit. So this lawsuit,
Yeah, see, I lost viewers because I said right wing freaks. Okay.
Brought up by Chad Hughes, who threatens here the Jermageddon begins Monday morning. If Kino Casino Clips isn't restored, we are drafting the document now for Team YouTube.
So I heard that Kino Casino made kind of like an expose on the quartering. Listen, man, Jeremy, if you're watching this video,
Bro, he doesn't know what's going on. Kino Casino made an expose, like talking about they made one video. No, bro, this has been going on for a fucking month. Every single day it made an expose. Like, you're literally just talking about this because it's trending. That's the only reason he's talking about it. Like, get fucking real, dude.
Oh.
Like, this is a major L for Tectone.
channels are going to talk, bro. They're always going to
I still love them though.
Talk you. And here's the crazy thing. It really don't matter if what they're saying is fake or not. It doesn't. The reality is if your channel gets obliterated by 1, 10, maybe even 100 hate videos, then your channel was never going to live long term regardless. When you want to do in these situations, isn't freak the fuck out, lash out, copyright strike everybody, say, no, you're not allowed to say mean things about me. Just make better content.
True.
Dead ass, bro.
Yep.
I mean, look, here's the reality, Quartering. Destiny admitted to having child porn on his computer, and bro's still doing fine. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
that's true,
just keep your head down, bro. Swallow your fucking pride. I know these things that people say about you hurt your feelings, right? But you can't go around copyright striking motherfuckers' channels because they said something mean about you that hurt your feelings. That's gay as like that's unconstitutional, especially if you're someone who believes in free speech. So, like, listen, man, I still don't know if there's any truth to any of this, but if there is, you can't go around copyright striking people's channels because.
What about all the other shit though? What about all the fighting on X? What about the alt accounts? What about all the cuckoldry? What about all the creeping on his women? The power dynamic shift and everything. Like, what about all this shit, huh? Not gonna talk about that? I wonder why that is, Tectone. You don't want to talk about sexual allegations, probably because everybody brings that up on you, and he doesn't know anything about it. The Ren Fair thing is the most obvious thing.
They were mean to you, bro. Just let them talk. It doesn't matter, okay? And straight up, corny as fuck if you actually did. So I don't know. Corny. It would be corny as fuck if you did that.
YouTube and Google, Mr. Jeremy Hambly and Melanie Mack. This is an
Also, I'm not jerking off right now. I got this big ass pimple on my leg.
opt-in with my law firm agreeing to take on if at least 5 creators join. Quartering blocked me because I kept getting him ratioed with the truth, but he can't play power games against people who aren't afraid of his power and live in the real world. Andy Worski should be restored too. We need an apology from Jeremy as well. Accountability. He even dragged Chrissy Mayer into this and illegally forced her hand. That's not right. And they have this lawsuit.
Yeah, this guy's not involved in anything. Who fucking asked him to do this? It'd be one thing if a bunch of creators that actually were involved in this shit came together for a lawsuit, but this guy is just like, I'm putting together this. Who wants to join me? Because I've decided that I'm going to cancel the quartering. That's not what we're doing here. We want accountability. We don't want to fucking cancel the guy. He's either going to take accountability or he's going to retain lolcow status, which I think even if he did take accountability at this point, he is just going to be a lolcow.
drafted, and I have kind of the cover copy here. They have United States District Court Central District of California. Users affected by Jeremy Hambly, including but not limited to Keno Casino clips against Jeremy Hambly, Alphabet, YouTube, etc. So this is kind of the cover for a potential class.
Is Alphabet YouTube an actual channel? Because that's just what I call any LGBTQ2S QIAPPPP plus 789 to 168 channel. Is that a real channel, or is that just like a fucking gay ass channel? I can't tell.
Class action. So let's get into whether or not this thing is going to hold weight and what I think. So first of all, with this, the applicable.
I take legal mindset opinion very seriously. He's pretty much right about almost everything he talks about legally. So I am curious what he thinks.
He talks about drama though, so I can't take him that seriously. He doesn't really talk about actual real stuff.
For misrepresentation is under section 512F, which creates a private right of action for knowingly materially misrepresenting something in a DMCA takedown. So in this case, if you falsely flag a channel and you know, hey, this thing is clearly fair use, or this thing is something that is clearly permissible, and I'm just flagging it to flag it, I'm flagging because I don't like them, etc. Yeah, that's not permitted. That gives you a private right of action under 512F. Other false flags that are not DMCA, so other things that were submitted falsely or problematic, other causes would fall under tortious interference of contract. So that's something separate. That's a separate civil claim that could be brought.
Sure.
In addition, Dankula and Bering, when they talk about the TISM podcast, depending on how they would want to deal with this, they might even have some sort of cause of action there because they would have a joint copyright ownership claim. So Jeremy essentially as one.
They're not gonna though. They don't care. Who the fuck cares? Like, who's gonna sue somebody over copyright because a show got deleted that definitely got archived that you can just re-upload? Like, they're not gonna take time out of their lives to sue this guy. That's why I'm saying, like, this whole situation is dumb. Like, I'm on legal mindset side on that front where this whole situation is retarded. Like, why are we trying to sue the quartering? That's not what we're doing here. That just kind of makes everybody doing that look like a villain. Let's not get into that territory. Let's just make fun of the dude and bully him off the internet. Let's not force him off the internet. That's some bullshit.
Third owner of that did not, unless there's an agreement elsewise,
we have to make him decide that he wants to leave the internet, which, by the way, we did. Apparently he said that he is leaving YouTube.
Just unilaterally delete stuff. Generally, that's something that you have to come to a consensus on.
Of course, if you are running a channel with other people, you should not be able to operate on that without the consensus of the other people in agreement. Absolutely.
And you have to all agree, hey, this is what we're doing before you delete something and get rid of that. So that's a separate thing for those.
Unless you're like Timcast IRL, if it's your show and they're just the guests, that's a little different.
Based on that interaction. So what would happen with the class? Well, with the class action, I actually don't think this class action will go anywhere. Here's the reason why. Class actions are rarely permitted for fair use analysis and fair use cases because it's on a video by video analysis. You go through each video and you say, is this fair use? It's hard to lump 5, 10, 12, 30 videos together and say, yeah, they're all fair use. No, one could be fair use and another couldn't. That's how fair use works. That is the nature of fair use. If you think about the Ethan Klein case, where he's facing Denham's, Casey Tron, and Frogan, in that case, Denham's could, for example, prevail and Frogan could lose. That's very much possible. Of course, Casey Tron has already settled, so she's already taken the L. In each particular case, they have to analyze the video to see, okay, exactly how much was used, how was it transformative, what's the commercial.
Or it's like the Mr. Pokey St. Tontas shit. Like, obviously, Mr. Pokey's in the wrong. Obviously, St. Tontas is in the right. You can't take a video where you specifically mention another content creator 5 to 6 times, say or reference him 5 to 6 times. That guy reacts to it, quadruples the length, and they're going to say, hey, man, you stole my revenue. No, he fucking didn't.
Nature, that's something that's case by case. So in this case, it would be much better and smarter if the individual lawsuits have a higher chance of success. It'd also be quicker, 6 months versus 2 years. Also, well-drafted cases are going to have a huge possibility of surviving a motion to dismiss, about a 70 to 80% chance if they're really well written in this manner. And because the point of a lawsuit against Jeremy Hambly and the quartering is for nuisance value, to get him to settle. It's not to go through trial and to win. It's not to get some sort of massive thing after a jury verdict, etc. It's to get him to settle this, to get it to go away, because essentially it's going to cost him attorney's fees, time, discovery. He's going to have all his emails out there, all of his communications, and he doesn't want that. So what is that? Well, that is about in the case of nuisance.
We have to actually get somebody who was actually affected by him to sue him, not some random asshole that nobody's ever heard of.
Value. Defending even one federal DMCA case can cost $50K to $300K. So
It's
anywhere in
very
that range
expensive.
is very much reasonable for a federal DMCA case.
Very
so if he's
expensive.
trying to quickly settle these
Oh,
cases,
that's the amount that the quartering has left before he goes completely bankrupt. Oh shit, they're gonna try and take everything from him. But like I said, like this ain't going nowhere.
and I've worked on these sort of situations when I was corporate counsel and dealing with these sorts of transactions.
I wasn't going to mention this publicly, but I was recently falsely copyright striked. I appealed it and I got it removed very quickly because these people, and it's not with any content creators that you know. It is a very obscure YouTube channel. I took care of it because
I got my fucking Markiplier video copyright claimed by some fucking random company from a different country, and it got removed. As in, the video got removed completely outright. They just like completely took down my video
because they knew I was very well equipped to not let these people bully me, and they dropped it. But it took, I'm not gonna lie, like a month and a half, which was a pain in the ass. And the worst thing was, I was reacting to another content creator who made this video 2 years ago and used their footage from a year ago from that video for maybe about 10% of his video. And the channel that he reacted to and me reacting to his video of his reaction to that video got copyright struck, which it's absurd. But there are some people who just don't want any criticism whatsoever.
Why are we talking about this? I don't give a shit.
They will try to take advantage of this and find.
We're talking about the quartering.
You can see these settled for $5K, $10K, $20K, $25K, very routinely, just as a go-away cost. As a, hey, we don't want to spend even our staff time on this. Let's just get rid of this for, $5K, $10K, $20K. And that could be very, very reasonable if it was one person. But the problem is this could be dozens of people, dozens of creators coming after Hambly. So for example, if you had a dozen cases at 10K each, well, then you've easily got over 100K. It's death by 1,000 cuts. And rumors are spreading, of course, that Jeremy Hambly is in a dire financial situation.
Damn.
So here's my final judgment. Hambly is digging himself deeper in with potential legal trouble in what he's saying. Now, not everything he's done is necessarily illegal. The person in the original post commented about Chrissy Mayer. Nothing about
I'm sorry, but copyright striking is just fatty behavior, period. I absolutely agree.
his sort of relationship with Chrissy Mayer.
I'm surprised that Ren Fair hasn't tried to spark up a lawsuit, unless they're trying to. Because this situation isn't going away, and people keep bringing it up, and people keep talking about it, and it's making them kind of look bad that they let these creepos just walk around and do that kind of shit. They banned them, but you know.
Appears to be illegal or merit a lawsuit there. That seems to be a stretch. However, some of these comments he's making about flagging channels, etc., or the desire to flag channels, desire to ban people, or his influence with YouTube, those could be used against him. That is something that potentially could be damaging for Jeremy. And reports of his dire financial situation put an incentive on small creators to file these nuisance claims. And they can go to a single law firm, go to that one law firm, and that law firm can come up with a very good form, a very good strategy for doing this, and file all of these small lawsuits in order to get Jeremy to be hit with that nuisance value that could exceed 100K, 200K, etc. if he sells these a lot. So Jeremy could be in some hot water. But I want to know what you guys think. Is Jeremy Hambly?
Well, he's white, so at least he can swim.
I was kind of on board with this lawsuit at first until I realized that Kino Casino does not want this shit to be happening. This is not what they want. So I'm completely against this shit. All the people who are affected say they don't want it. Fuck off. So you know what I gotta say? They don't want it. Fuck off.
In my opinion, I want to weigh in before everything that is being claimed is confirmed. I will say, though, if you are a free speech advocate and then you are actively copyright striking other people's channels just because they're criticizing you,
like, you're only getting like 10% of it, man. What about all the other shit that you talk shit about other creators like Hassan Piker, but when it comes to a right-wing creator, you're not going to bring up the sexual misconduct? Are you serious? Are we fucking serious here? I wish we'd quit playing these political games where it's like a right-wing creator is getting canceled. We're not going to get into his sexual misconduct. And no shot he doesn't know about it. He's on X. This shit's fucking everywhere. All right, let's move on from the Hambly situation. I have to urinate.
You work doing robot use. Are you afraid of it? Everything you've heard about was true.